Do not ask how. Do not wonder when. These are the questions of a mind still asleep to its own power. There is no distance between you and wealth, save for the illusion that you must earn it. I tell you now, you already are what you seek. You are not the beggar knocking at the door. You are the owner of the house. Look not to your bank account for proof of your wealth. Look instead to your inner vision. For what you accept as true within, the world must mirror without. The treasure does not come after the feeling, it comes because of it. So feel now. Assume the state of the one who no longer desires, because they already possess. Let your spine straighten with the confidence of financial freedom. Let your thoughts be dressed in the silk of abundance. Walk as the millionaire does, not in arrogance, but in ease. For nothing is missing from the one who knows. Do not try to get rich. Be rich in consciousness first. Stop trying so hard to make it happen. Let it be. You must believe, not by force, but by familiarity. You believe you're wealthy because you've rehearsed it so well in the silence of your soul. The world has no choice but to play its part. Detach from the noise. Ignore the evidence of lack. Lack is only a shadow cast by your former belief. Don't fight it. Replace it. Replace it with the unwavering knowing that wealth is not arriving, it has arrived, and it's simply catching up to you in time. Speak richly. Speak not as one who waits, but as one who remembers. Every word you utter confirms who you are. So say, I am wealthy, not as a wish, but as a decree. Give thanks not when it appears, but before. Gratitude is the password. It signals to the universe that you have received. And once you have received within, no force in the world can keep it from you. The inner millionaire is not an idea. It is your true self calling you forward. Let go of trying. Let go of waiting. You are not becoming rich. Before the world can ever reflect your wealth, it must first be formed, nurtured, and lived within the sanctuary of your mind. Wealth is not something you pursue outside of yourself like a man chases the horizon. It is not found in the grinding, striving, or collecting. It begins in the unseen, in silence, in the invisible world of your imagination. You have been taught to look outside of yourself for riches, to hustle, to grind, to sacrifice your peace for gain. But true wealth laughs at such efforts. It is not birthed from force, it is born in belief. The world does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are and who you believe yourself to be. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you are. And so, if you desire riches, you must not see yourself as someone who is lacking, reaching out for something that isn't here. You must become the awareness of wealth itself. Close your eyes for a moment and picture what your life would look like if you were already everything you desire to be. What clothes are you wearing? What kind of home surrounds you? What kind of air fills your lungs? What does your schedule feel like? Do you rush, or do you glide with time as your servant, not your master? You see, these are not childish games. These are the keys. Your imagination is not fantasy. It is the blueprint of your reality. It is the secret chamber where all creation begins. Everything you now see was once imagined. Every building, every car, every company, every dollar in circulation. It began as a thought, a vision, a moment of belief in the unseen. Why would it be any different for you? The moment you imagine yourself as wealthy and truly feel it, not as a distant hope, but as a present truth, you shift your identity. And when your identity shifts, your world must conform. The law is simple. What you accept as true within must become fact without. You cannot pretend to be rich while secretly seeing yourself as poor. You cannot rehearse lack in your thoughts and expect abundance in your life. The outer world will always echo the state you occupy within. This is why the wise never speak from circumstance. They speak from conviction. They don't describe what is, they declare what must be because they have seen it in their imagination and have claimed it as theirs. They walk in faith, not blind belief, but inner knowing. You are not just a body in the world, you are consciousness, awareness, imagination in motion. You are the projector, not the screen. And so if the movie you're watching is full of scarcity, you don't change the screen, you change the film. You change the inner assumptions. You dare to believe something new, something greater. See yourself now as the one who already has, not someday, not after the promotion, not when the market changes, now. See it. Live in that vision, speak from that place, think from that place, give thanks from that place. Your feelings will confirm when you're there. Peace will come, ease will come, and those are your true companions to wealth. Wealth begins in the imagination because that is the only place anything has ever begun. Your riches will not come from struggle, they will come from inner alignment. You're not chasing money, you are becoming one with the awareness of abundance. And once that becomes your natural state, your outer world will have no choice but to fall in line. There is a subtle but powerful truth hidden from the world, and it is this: you do not become wealthy by trying harder, you become wealthy by embodying the state of one who already is. The world has confused effort for creation, striving for becoming, and in doing so it has led many into exhaustion. But the secret has always been in the feeling. What you feel yourself to be is what the world will ultimately confirm. The mind seeks to fix the outer world, to hustle and manipulate events into place. But that path is endless and tiring. There is another way. It begins not with the outer, but the inner. Not with action, but with assumption. What if, in this very moment, you stopped seeing yourself as someone working toward wealth, and instead began living as someone who already possesses it? This is not make-believe. This is the core of transformation. To assume the feeling of already being wealthy is to step into a version of yourself that knows without doubt or hesitation that abundance is already yours. It is to feel the peace, the power, the freedom, and the quiet confidence that comes with knowing you are supported by life itself. When you feel wealthy, not for show or for others, but in the deep stillness of your soul, you begin to change what the world reflects back to you. You must understand, feeling is the secret bridge between the unseen and the seen. Everything you desire already exists in the realm of the unseen, but it can only move into form when it is matched with the right emotional frequency. That frequency is not found in desperation. It is not found in fear or stress or lack. It is found in the calm, unwavering sensation of already having. So pause. Go within. Imagine a life where you no longer worry about money, where every need is met before you even ask, where opportunities flow to you with ease. Don't simply see it. Feel it. Feel the gratitude for that life. Feel the freedom. Feel the expansion. What does your body feel like in that state? How do you carry yourself? How do you speak, decide, and move through the day? Let that feeling become so real, so natural, that it no longer feels like a dream, but a memory of something that's always been yours. You don't need permission to feel wealthy now. You don't need to wait for a bank statement or a title or a business deal. The moment you wait, you have declared yourself separate from it. But the moment you feel, you claim it. You bring the unseen into being. And this is the great paradox. The feeling must come first. The feeling draws the form. The world of conditions and circumstances will follow your inner conviction, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. This is not law by force, but law by being. Every time you assume the feeling of being wealthy, you rewire the mind, you soften resistance, and you allow your world to reconfigure itself. It doesn't matter how far away your goals seem. Time is not your master, your state is. And the state you dwell in, emotionally and mentally, becomes your experience. There is no outer world without the inner world first breathing life into it. So instead of striving, begin remembering. Begin identifying with the version of you who already lives in abundance. This is not about pretending. This is about returning to a truth that has always been quietly whispering within you. You are not becoming wealthy. You are awakening to the fact that wealth has always been within you, waiting for you to feel it real. Let that feeling guide you now, and the world will follow. The greatest illusion you will ever face is the belief that what you see with your eyes is all there is. Your senses, as sharp as they may be, are not sources of truth. They are messengers of your past assumptions. What you see, hear, and experience right now is not the ultimate reality, but a reflection of the state you have most consistently accepted as true within yourself. To live only by what you see is to remain bound by yesterday's beliefs. You must learn to detach from what is if you ever hope to step into what can be. The outer world is not the cause, it is the echo. It is the shadow of a deeper, invisible world within you. And if you continue to react to the echo, you will keep recreating the same scenes, the same cycles, the same results. But if you can ignore the noise of appearances and hold fast to the unseen vision, you unlock the true power of creation. This detachment is not denial, it is mastery. You are not ignoring the facts, you are refusing to let them dictate your future. You are choosing to believe in something greater than your current circumstance. You are choosing to believe that your imagination is more real than your surroundings, because it is. Every great change, every transformation, every success that has ever occurred in history began not with what was, but with someone bold enough to live from what will be. To persist in the inner vision, even when the outer world offers no support, is the mark of a powerful creator. It requires faith, not the kind that waits for signs, but the kind that creates signs. It is not a passive waiting, but an active claiming. You see it, you feel it, and you walk in it, even when no one else does. This is the essence of detachment. Your inner reality becomes so dominant, so vivid, so alive, that the outer world must eventually conform. To look around you right now. Everything you consider real was once a thought in someone's mind. Someone once closed their eyes and saw what no one else could see. They believed it before it existed. They walked in it before it arrived. That's the secret the world won't teach you. Reality's delayed imagination. What you hold in consciousness now will show itself in form if you don't let the noise of now talk you out of it. You are not meant to argue with circumstances. You are not meant to plead with reality. You are meant to transcend it, to rise above appearances and stand firm in the state of the wish fulfilled. And when doubt whispers, when nothing seems to be changing, you smile. Not because you're pretending, but because you know the truth. The unseen is more powerful than the seen. The cause is internal. The outer must yield to the inner. So practice the discipline of stillness. Return again and again to your chosen vision. Feel it real, speak from it, think from it, rest in it. Do not let your senses shake you. Train them instead. Tell your eyes what to see. Tell your ears what to hear. Teach your body what it feels like to live in the end result. In time, the world will bend, not because you forced it, but because you refused to leave your inner post. You stayed loyal to the vision. You detached from what is, and you gave your loyalty to what must be. That is the path of the Master. That is how you rise. In for appearances. Persist in the inner vision. The world is a mirror. It must reflect what you boldly assume to be true. The world within you is speaking long before your lips ever move. Every word you speak, every thought you allow to linger, and every silent assumption you hold in the shadows of your mind, they are creating. They are not just reflections of your reality, they are the blueprint of it. If you desire to live richly, you must first begin to speak richly, walk boldly, and think abundantly. There is no other way. You do not wait for riches to speak. Like a wealthy person, you speak this way because you already are. You cannot plant seeds of lack and expect to harvest abundance. The law is too precise for that. You must begin to speak with authority, with clarity, and with expectancy. Speak as though you know the doors are already open. Speak as though the universe is bending over backward to honor your inner state, because it is. When you speak richly, you're not boasting, you're not pretending, you are aligning. You are aligning your language with your vision. You are reminding your mind and your body of what it means to live in the end. Words are not small. They are not idle. Every sentence, every phrase you utter becomes a silent instruction to your subconscious. If you speak of struggle, of waiting, of how far you are, do not be surprised when your world reflects exactly that. But speak as one who knows, and your life must echo that knowing. And it does not end with words. You must walk boldly. Carry yourself as one who is already chosen, already favored, already abundant. Not out of arrogance, but from conviction. Let your body reflect the truth you hold within. Do you realize how powerful your walk is when it matches your vision? Every step you take with intention becomes a declaration to life itself. I am ready. I am certain. I am it. A person who walks boldly does not question their place. They do not seek permission. They do not wait for external validation to believe they belong. They decide, and in that decision, everything around them begins to reorganize to match their certainty. So walk boldly, not because of what you have, but because of who you've become in consciousness. Walk like someone who already holds the key to every room they enter. But above all, think abundantly. This is where everything begins. Your thoughts are the silent architects of your experience. No one hears them, but the universe responds to them. What are you imagining when no one is watching? What are you rehearsing in your mind? Are you mentally preparing for delays, for disappointments, for resistance? Or are you rehearsing success, ease, flow, and favor? Think abundantly, not just in terms of money, but in time, energy, love, and creativity. Lack cannot speak where wealth lives. The two cannot dwell in the same space. When you think richly, when you believe there is always more than enough, life mirrors that belief. Scarcity shrinks your world, abundance expands it. Every moment is a chance to realign. When you catch yourself thinking small, stop. When you hear lack in your speech, shift. When you feel hesitation in your body, straighten up. Reclaim the power that is already yours. You are not waiting for wealth to change you. You are choosing to embody wealth now, so that it must express through you. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. It is not complicated. Speak richly, walk boldly, think abundantly. Let your life become the natural expression of one who knows their worth. When you align your words, your walk, and your thoughts with your wealthy self, the world has no choice but to meet you where you stand. You are not trying, you are not chasing, you are not becoming, you are awakening. This is the grand illusion that you must strive and struggle, work endlessly, and prove your worth before you can call yourself wealthy, abundant, and complete. But the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. You already are. There is nothing to add, there is only something to remember. The millionaire is not a destination. It is a state of consciousness, a way of being, and it lives within you now. The moment you stop looking outside yourself for validation, permission, or proof, you begin to see clearly. The wealth was never out there. It was always encoded in you, quietly waiting for your recognition. You don't transform into a powerful creator. You realize you are one. You don't build your worth, you recognize it. It is not effort that makes you rich, it is identity. And when you shift your identity, your world follows. This is not theory, this is law. Every desire you have is a whisper from the deeper self, the higher self, reminding you of who you really are, not who you could be, not who you might become if you try hard enough. Who you already are beneath the layers of conditioning, fear, and doubt. You are not meant to strive for wealth. You are meant to step into it, to embody it, to assume it as natural, as effortless, as obvious. But the world has taught you the opposite. It has trained you to measure your worth by your bank account, your status, your job title, your past. It has told you that success must be earned and that abundance is reserved for the few. None of that is true. It is not truth. It is programming. And you are here now to unlearn it all. You do not have to convince anyone. You do not have to defend your vision. You do not have to explain why you feel destined for more. The only one you must convince is yourself. Because the moment you accept that you already are, life rushes to mirror that acceptance. Not slowly, not someday, instantly. The outer simply lags behind the inner by a moment. That is all. Everything you do from the awareness of I already am carries a different frequency. It's not forced. It's not desperate. It flows. You make decisions with clarity. You take steps with ease. You stop asking, how will this happen, and start declaring, this is who I am. And when your internal conviction deepens, the how becomes irrelevant, because the manifestation becomes inevitable. You are not becoming a millionaire. You are remembering that abundance is your nature, scarcity is the illusion, lack is the lie. And as you peel away the false ideas, you reveal the truth. You are never broken, never unworthy, never behind. You are simply asleep. But now you are awake. Feel the difference between effort and embodiment. One tries. The other knows. One hopes. The other lives it now. You are not required to wait until the money shows up to feel wealthy. Feel it first, and it must show up. That is the way it works. This is the great awakening. Not that you must earn it, but that you've always had it. Not that you must chase it, but that it's chasing you. Once you align, once you drop the mask of striving and wear the crown of knowing, once you stop asking to become and begin living as one who already is. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop delaying. Step into the truth with full conviction. You are not transforming into something new. You are finally seeing what has always been true. You already are. And nothing can take that away from you. Gratitude is not something you give after the blessing arrives. It is the very force that brings the blessing into form. It is not a passive emotion. It is a powerful act of creation. To feel thankful before the evidence appears is to declare without wavering that what you desire is already yours. Gratitude in this sense is the boldest expression of faith. It is proof that you believe more in the unseen than in the seen, more in the spiritual cause than in the physical effect. Most people wait to feel grateful. They wait until the money is in their account, until the opportunity appears, until the success is visible and confirmed by others. But that is not gratitude, that is observation. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a choice. It is the invisible key that unlocks the visible realm. When you give thanks in advance, you are not pretending. You are aligning, you are placing your trust in the unseen hand that moves all things. This is why gratitude is so powerful. It bypasses doubt, it silences fear, it renders lack irrelevant, because when you give thanks for something you cannot yet see, you are stating clearly to the universe that you no longer question its arrival. You no longer worry about how or when, you simply know it is already done, and the one who knows receives. Gratitude does not beg, it does not plead, it does not hope timidly. Gratitude declares. It says, thank you, not as a wish, but as a confirmation. Thank you for the abundance that is now mine. Thank you for the opportunities that are unfolding. Thank you for the success that has already occurred in the unseen. To live in bad new deeds, live as if the miracle has already happened. It is to wake up and say, thank you for the wealth that flows to me. Thank you for the health that radiates from me. Thank you for the joy that surrounds me. You do not wait to see it, you decide to see it now. And that decision is magnetic. Life rushes to meet the tone you set. The secret door to abundance is not locked. It simply requires a key that few are willing to use. Belief before sight. And gratitude is that key. It opens the floodgates because it proves that you trust the process. Not partially, not occasionally. Every time you feel grateful, you are activating the law. You are shifting your focus from what is missing to what is already here in seed form, and what you focus on grows. Gratitude waters the soil of your consciousness. It nurtures the seed of your vision. It prepares your inner world to receive the outer manifestation. Start now. Even if your current reality seems empty, lacking, or delayed. Speak gratitude into the silence. Say thank you in the face of resistance. Praise in the presence of doubt. Rejoice not because it has appeared, but because you know it must. This is the sacred art of creation. The more you practice it, the faster things shift. Gratitude is not for the world, it is for you. It reshapes your inner landscape until your outer world has no choice but to catch up. It is the signal you send that you are no longer waiting, you are living in the answered prayer. You are walking in the reality that your old self only dreamed of. So give thanks now. Give thanks boldly. Give thanks without conditions. Let your gratitude be loud, consistent, unwavering, because it is through that door that all abundance enters. Gratitude is the sound of your faith speaking, and the universe always answers that sound. You are not here to chase wealth, you are here to realize it. Every word, every assumption, every inner feeling you've embraced throughout this journey is a key, unlocking the truth that you were never separate from abundance. The millionaire is not someone you must become, it is who you already are in the unseen, waiting to be expressed through consciousness, feeling, and belief. You have now remembered that wealth begins not with money, but with imagination, that you must assume the feeling of already being rich. Live boldly from the unseen vision, think and speak in alignment with your higher self, and give thanks before it arrives, because it has arrived in the world within. And that is where all things are born. There is nothing outside of you to wait for. There is only the moment when you know, deeply and without doubt, that it is already yours. That moment is now. Sit quietly for a moment and breathe. Do you feel that? The space between your thoughts? That silence is where the magic happens. You have been taught that to get what you desire, you must toil, struggle, and calculate every step. But what if I told you that the very act of figuring it out is the reason it hasn't appeared yet? Desire is not meant to be chased, it is meant to be received. The moment you long for something, the unseen forces of the universe begin moving. Your only role is to assume the feeling of already having it. The moment you relax into certainty, life bends to accommodate your assumption. Think of the wind. You cannot grasp it, yet it moves mountains of sand. You do not control the stars, yet they dance in perfect harmony. The same intelligence that governs the cosmos governs your life. Trust in it. The path will appear, but not through your struggle. Struggle implies lack, and lack creates more of itself. Instead, close your eyes and dwell in the feeling of already having what you seek. Let the stillness guide you. You don't need to know how, that is not your concern. The means, the people, the opportunities, they will come as naturally as the sun rises. The bridge of events is already being built beneath your feet. Let go, relax. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and allow the universe to do what it does best. Turn the unseen into the seen, effortlessly. Desire is not something you create. It is something that arises from within, like a seed waiting to unfold. The moment a desire takes root in your mind, it is already a reality in the unseen. It exists in a realm beyond what your physical senses can detect. Your job is not to force it into existence, but to allow it to unfold naturally. This is where most people go wrong. They believe that effort, struggle, and constant action are required to bring their desires into being. But desire is not about labor, it is about belief. Consider a seed buried in the soil. It does not strain to grow, nor does it require your constant interference. If you were to dig it up every day to check its progress, you would only disrupt its natural process. The same principle applies to your desires. The moment you feel a longing for something, whether it is love, success, wealth, or happiness, that desire has already begun its journey toward you. The unseen intelligence that governs all things begins orchestrating the necessary circumstances to bring it to fruition. Your only responsibility is to nurture the belief that what you desire is already on its way. The mistake many people make is in questioning, doubting, and constantly looking for signs that their desire is manifesting. They feel the need to control every aspect of the process, attempting to force results through effort and worry. But just as a farmer trusts the seasons, you must trust the unseen process at work in your life. You do not need to struggle or push. You only need to rest in the knowing that the moment you desired it, the universe set it in motion. The challenge lies in maintaining the feeling of certainty. Many people plant a seed of desire but water it with doubt. They think thoughts of lack, worry about how things will happen, and dwell in impatience. This is equivalent to neglecting a seed or drowning it in too much water. The key is to cultivate a deep inner trust, to hold the vision of your desire fulfilled without questioning the process. This is not passive waiting, it is an active state of belief, a confident expectation that what is meant for you is already being arranged. Every great achievement in the world began as a simple desire. The tallest buildings, the most remarkable inventions, the greatest love stories, all of them started with an unseen idea that someone held on to with unwavering belief. These creations did not manifest through desperation or frantic effort, but through the alignment of thought, feeling, and action. Those who succeed are not necessarily the ones who work the hardest, but the ones who understand the power of assumption. The knowing that what they desire is already theirs. Imagine a person who longs for financial success. If they constantly worry about money, stress over every bill, and feel the weight of financial struggle, they are nurturing the belief in lack rather than abundance. However, if they shift their focus and live as though their financial situation is already improving, if they move with the confidence that abundance is on its way, they create the conditions for their desire to manifest. They become a magnet for the right opportunities, ideas, and connections. The same principle applies to love. If you desire a deep and fulfilling relationship, but you constantly focus on loneliness or the fear of never finding the right person, you are reinforcing the state of being alone. Instead, if you embody the feeling of already being loved, If you walk through life with the assurance that the right person is already making their way to you, your energy shifts. You become receptive, open, and aligned with the reality you wish to experience. There is no need to struggle to make things happen. When you hold the right state of being, everything that is meant for you flows naturally. The universe operates in perfect harmony, and everything you need is already available in the unseen. Your job is simply to align with it. Think of a river. It does not force its way through obstacles. It flows effortlessly, finding its course with ease. Your desires work in the same way. When you resist, worry, or try to force the process, you create unnecessary struggle. But when you relax, trust, and align your inner world with the feeling of already having what you seek, the external world must shift to match it. This is why desire is never about labor. It is about faith. It is about knowing that the moment you felt the desire, it was given to you. You do not chase, you receive. You do not force, you align. Instead of asking when or how, simply rest in the certainty that it is already yours. Let the seed of desire grow in its own perfect time, and watch as it unfolds effortlessly in your life. There is a great misconception that in order to receive what we desire, we must figure out every step, plan every detail, and control how things unfold. This belief creates unnecessary stress, worry, and frustration because it places the burden of manifestation on human effort rather than divine intelligence. But the truth is, the how is not your responsibility. The universe is constantly rearranging reality in ways far beyond human comprehension, orchestrating events, people, and opportunities in a manner that the logical mind cannot predict or control. Your only role is to trust in this unseen force and align yourself with the feeling of already having what you desire. Consider a simple example. You decide to travel to a destination you have never visited before. You enter the location into your GPS, and once you do, you no longer concern yourself with every individual turn before you even begin driving. You trust that as you move forward, the next step will be revealed at the right moment. You do not need to see the entire journey ahead of time, because you know that as long as you follow the guidance given, you will arrive exactly where you need to be. This is how the universe operates. Once you set your desire, the path unfolds moment by moment, and your only responsibility is to move forward in faith, not to worry about the details. Many people block their own manifestations by obsessing over how their desires will come to pass. They look around at their current reality and cannot see a logical path from where they are to where they want to be. Because they cannot see it, they assume it is impossible, or they try to force outcomes that often lead to struggle and disappointment. This is where trust must come in. The universe operates in ways that cannot always be predicted by the human mind. What seems impossible now is only impossible because you are viewing it through the limitations of your current perspective. But the unseen forces at work are not bound by these limitations. They can connect events, align circumstances, and bring about results in ways that defy logic. Think of a person who dreams of a major career opportunity but sees no visible path to achieving it. They may feel stuck, believing that unless they take drastic measures, their goal will never materialize. But then, without warning, they receive a chance encounter with someone who opens an unexpected door. Or they stumble upon an opportunity they could not have planned for. These seemingly random occurrences are not random at all. They are the universe's way of arranging reality to match the inner state of belief. This is why it is so important to let go of the need to control the how. The more you try to force specific outcomes, the more you create resistance. When you obsess over details and worry about things falling into place, you are operating from a state of doubt rather than faith. You are telling the universe that you do not trust it to do its job. But when you relax into the certainty that what you desire is already being arranged, you allow the flow of divine intelligence to work freely. The key is to shift from questioning how to trusting that it is already done. Instead of asking, "How will I find love?" assume that love is already on its way. Instead of worrying, "How will I afford this?" Trust that the financial resources will appear in the perfect way at the perfect time. The moment you stop trying to figure it all out and simply embody the state of already having what you seek, life responds in miraculous ways. Many of the greatest successes in history happened not because people had a clear step-by-step plan, but because they had unwavering faith in their vision. They did not concern themselves with the mechanics of how everything would unfold. They simply knew that it would. This level of trust allowed them to take inspired actions that led to results beyond anything they could have consciously orchestrated. The universe has infinite ways to bring your desires to you. The right people, the right circumstances, and the right timing are already being aligned. Your job is not to figure out how, but to stay in the state of knowing that it is already done. When you release the need to control the process, you free yourself from anxiety and open yourself to possibilities far greater than anything you could have planned. Trust is the key. The unseen forces are always working on your behalf, even when you cannot yet see the evidence. The path will reveal itself in the perfect way at the perfect time. Let go of the need to control. Surrender the how to the universe and watch as life unfolds in ways more magnificent than you ever imagined. Your reality is not shaped by chance, nor is it determined by effort alone. It is shaped by the state of being you embody. If you wish to change your life, you must first change your state. Everything you experience is a reflection of the assumptions you hold within. The world does not respond to your wishes or even to your hard work. It responds to the state in which you dwell. To receive what you desire, you must live in the feeling of already having it. This is the secret that transforms the unseen into the seen, the imagined into the real. Many people believe that in order to manifest what they want, they must work tirelessly, search for solutions, and figure out how to bring their desires into being. But this very mindset is what keeps them stuck. If you are constantly worried about how something will happen, you are affirming that it has not yet happened. And in doing so, you remain in a state of lack, reinforcing the very conditions you wish to change. Worry is not harmless. It is a declaration to the universe that you do not believe in the fulfillment of your desire. The key is to shift from doubt to certainty, from worry to relaxation. When you truly believe something is already yours, there is no anxiety, no second guessing, no effort to make it happen. Consider how you feel about something you already own. There is no stress about whether it is coming or not. It is simply yours. This is the feeling you must cultivate with your desires. When you enter into the state of already having what you want, reality has no choice but to conform. Think of a person who desires financial abundance. If they constantly focus on bills, stress over expenses, and dwell in the fear of not having enough, they are living in the state of lack. No matter how much effort they put in, their underlying belief is one of scarcity, and so scarcity continues to manifest in their life. But if they shift into the feeling of abundance, if they walk through life with the assurance that all their needs are met, that money flows easily to them, their outer world must eventually mirror that inner state. The change does not start with external actions. It starts with an internal shift. The same is true for love. If someone desires a fulfilling relationship but constantly worries about being alone, wonders why love has not arrived, and focuses on the absence of a partner, they are reinforcing the state of loneliness. But if they instead embody the feeling of already being deeply loved, if they carry themselves with confidence, move through life with the energy of someone who is already cherished, their reality will begin to reflect that. The right person will be drawn to them, not because they were searching, but because they became a vibrational match to what they desired. This is not about pretending or tricking yourself. It is about truly shifting your internal state. The universe responds not to what you say, but to what you feel as real. If you declare abundance while feeling lack, it is the feeling that wins. If you say you believe, but inwardly doubt, it is the doubt that manifests. This is why relaxation and certainty are so powerful. When you are truly certain of something, you do not stress about it. You do not question if or when. It simply is. Consider the way a child trusts. When a child asks for something and is told it is coming, they do not stress over how it will arrive. They do not doubt, plan, or analyze. They simply expect it, and in that expectation they receive. This is the kind of faith you must cultivate. Not blind hope, but an unshakable knowing. The way to shift your state is not through force, but through gentle alignment. Visualizations, affirmations, and mental rehearsals can help, but they must be done from a place of inner conviction, not desperation. Each day, ask yourself, am I living in the feeling of already having it? Or am I dwelling in the feeling of not yet having it? The answer to this question determines what you are creating. The path to your desire will reveal itself in ways you cannot predict. The universe arranges events, circumstances, and people in perfect harmony to bring about what you have assumed as true. But it is only when you let go of worry and relax into certainty that the way becomes clear. The doors you thought were closed will open effortlessly, and what once seemed impossible will unfold naturally. Your state creates reality. If you wish to see change in the world around you, begin by changing the world within you. Let go of the need to control, stop searching for proof, and simply dwell in the feeling of already having what you seek. The moment you do, the way will appear, and your desire will be drawn to you as effortlessly as a river flows to the sea. When you struggle, force, or obsess over the outcome of your desire, you are not helping it manifest, you are resisting it. Effort, in the sense of strain and struggle, is a sign that you do not trust the process. It is like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to check if it is growing. You do not speed up the process this way, you disrupt it. Manifestation, like nature, follows its own rhythm. When you relax and trust, the path unfolds naturally. But when you try to control every detail, you create resistance that delays or even blocks the very thing you seek. Many people believe that hard work and relentless effort are necessary to achieve their desires. This belief is deeply ingrained in society, but it is not the truth of how creation works. Your reality is shaped by your state of being, not by how much you push and struggle. When you force something, you are operating from a mindset of lack. You are saying, it is not here yet, so I must make it happen. But when you truly believe something is yours, there is no need to force. You trust, you allow, you move in flow rather than resistance. Imagine a river. It does not force itself to flow. It moves effortlessly in the direction it is meant to go. When you struggle, it is like trying to swim upstream, exhausting yourself in an attempt to control the current. But when you surrender and trust, you allow yourself to be carried toward what is already yours. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you take inspired action that feels natural, effortless, and aligned, rather than action driven by fear, doubt, or impatience. Think about moments in your life when things fell into place easily. Perhaps you met someone important at the perfect time, received an opportunity unexpectedly, or found a solution without overthinking it. These moments happened not because you forced them, but because you were in a state of alignment. Contrast that with times when you desperately tried to make something work, chasing, stressing, pushing, and found that the harder you tried, the further away it seemed. This is the difference between flowing and resisting. When you plant a seed, you do not stand over it demanding that it grow immediately. You trust that it will sprout at the right time. You water it, you nurture it, but you do not interfere with its natural process. The same is true for your desires. The moment you set an intention, it is already planted in the unseen. Your job is to trust that it will manifest, not to dig it up repeatedly by doubting, overanalyzing, or trying to force outcome. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing attachment to how and when something will happen. The universe knows the perfect way to bring your desire to you. It has infinite ways to arrange circumstances beyond what your logical mind can conceive. When you insist on a specific method or timeline, you limit these possibilities. But when you relax, remain open and trust, the right path unfolds effortlessly. This is why people who are desperate for love often struggle to find it, while those who are content within themselves naturally attract meaningful relationships. It is why those who are constantly chasing money often find it elusive, while those who embody a state of abundance see financial opportunities appear in unexpected ways. Struggle signals lack. Ease signals trust. The key is to shift from effort to allowing. This does not mean sitting idly doing nothing. It means moving with faith rather than fear. It means following intuitive nudges rather than forcing plans. When action is required, it will feel natural, even effortless. You will know when to act and when to wait. This is the difference between inspired action and forced action. One flows, the other resists. Think of how nature operates. The sun does not strain to shine. Flowers do not force themselves to bloom. They simply exist in their natural state, and everything unfolds in perfect timing. You are no different. You are part of this same universal intelligence. And when you align with it, things come with ease. Stop digging up the seed. Stop checking, worrying, or doubting whether it is working. Know that it is. Know that what you have asked for is already set in motion. Let go of the need to control, and you will see that what is meant for you comes not through struggle, but through trust. Relax. Let the path unfold, it always does. The moment you set an intention and assume the feeling of already having what you desire, the universe begins to rearrange itself to bring it into your reality. You do not need to chase, beg, or manipulate circumstances to make it happen. The bridge of events will unfold naturally, guiding you step by step toward your desire in ways you could never predict. This is the unseen power at work, orchestrating people, situations, and opportunities to align perfectly with your belief. Many people fall into the trap of thinking they must force reality to bend to their will. They believe they must convince others, take excessive action, or try to control the details of how their desire will manifest. But this approach only reinforces the idea that the thing they want is separate from them, that it is something out of reach that they must struggle to obtain. In truth, the moment you fully assume that it is already yours, the bridge of events is set in motion, and the path to its fulfillment will unfold effortlessly. The bridge of events is not something you need to build, it is something you walk across. The universe moves in ways beyond human comprehension. It sees possibilities and connections that your rational mind cannot grasp. It is like a grand chessboard where pieces are moving into position without your direct intervention. Your only job is to remain faithful to the end result, to hold firm in your assumption that what you desire is already done, and to let life bring you the means. Consider the times in your life when something came to you in a way you never expected. Perhaps you were seeking a new job, and instead of finding it through endless searching, someone unexpectedly mentioned an opportunity. Maybe you longed for a relationship, and instead of forcing connections, you met the perfect person when you least expected it. These are the bridges of events in action. Circumstances shifting in response to your inner state. The greatest mistake is to doubt or interfere with this process. When you begin to question whether things are working, when you become impatient and try to force progress, you create resistance. It is like planting a seed and then constantly digging it up to check if it is growing. The seed of your desire must be left undisturbed, with full trust that the bridge of events is unfolding exactly as it should. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you act in alignment with faith, not fear. You will feel inspired to take certain actions, to go to certain places, to speak to certain people. These are the steps on your bridge, but they will come naturally. They will not feel forced. When you are truly aligned with your desire, you are drawn effortlessly into situations that lead you to it. Trust is the key. When you trust that what you desire is already yours, you stop worrying about how it will come. You no longer feel the need to grasp or cling. Instead, you live in the certainty that everything is aligning in your favor. And when the time is right, when the final piece of the bridge falls into place, you will look back and see how perfectly everything was arranged for you. There are no accidents. Every encounter, every delay, every redirection is part of the bridge. Even when things seem to be going wrong, trust that they are actually leading you closer. What appears as an obstacle is often a necessary step in the unfolding process. You may not see it now, but in hindsight, you will recognize that every piece was essential. So let go of the need to chase. Let go of the need to figure out every detail. Walk with the quiet confidence that your desire is already fulfilled and that life itself is carrying you toward it. You do not need to push, you only need to align. The bridge is already being built beneath your feet, one perfect step at a time. Relaxation is not just a state of comfort. It is the key that unlocks the doors to everything you desire. When you are at ease, your mind is open, your energy is receptive, and you become a perfect vessel for the unseen forces to guide you effortlessly. Manifestation does not require strain or struggle. It requires alignment. And alignment is most easily achieved in a state of deep relaxation. Most people believe that effort, planning, and constant mental activity are necessary to bring their desires to life. They think that by worrying, overanalyzing, or pushing themselves, they are somehow ensuring the success of their manifestation. But in truth, this only creates resistance. A mind that is tense, restless, or filled with doubt is like turbulent water. It cannot reflect the clear image of the reality you wish to create. Only in stillness can you receive the quiet yet powerful guidance of divine intelligence. Have you ever noticed that the best ideas often come when you are not actively thinking? When you are in the shower, taking a walk, or drifting off to sleep, insights suddenly emerge. This is because in those moments, you are relaxed. Your conscious mind has let go, and in that stillness, the deeper intelligence within you can rise to the surface. The same principle applies to manifestation. When you stop straining for answers and simply relax into the knowing that all is unfolding perfectly, things begin to move in your favor. Relaxation is not about doing nothing, it is about removing inner resistance. It is about shifting from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. When you are at ease, you feel whole. You are not longing or grasping for what you desire, because in that state you already feel as if you have it. And this is the secret. Manifestation is not about getting something. It is about realizing that it is already yours. The path to your desires is not one of struggle, but of alignment. When you force things, you are acting from a place of doubt, believing that if you do not take control, it will not happen. But when you relax, you demonstrate trust in the unseen forces that are always working on your behalf. This trust creates a powerful shift in your reality. Observe nature. The trees do not struggle to grow, they simply reach toward the sun. The rivers do not force their way, they flow effortlessly to the ocean. Everything in the natural world moves in perfect harmony without strain. You too are part of this divine order. Your desires are meant to flow to you as naturally as breath, as easily as the rising and setting of the sun. The greatest manifestations occur when you are in a state of peace. When you stop chasing, stop doubting, and simply allow, you enter a state of flow where opportunities, people, and events seem to align in perfect timing. It feels as if life itself is conspiring to bring you what you desire, because it is. The key is to practice deep relaxation daily. Whether through meditation, breath work, or simply sitting in stillness, make it a habit to enter a state of ease. In this space, your imagination becomes more vivid, your intuition sharpens, and you naturally align with the highest version of yourself. From this place, manifestation is not something you force, It is something you allow. Let go of tension. Let go of the belief that struggle is necessary. Sink into the knowing that what you desire is already unfolding. Trust the stillness. Listen to the quiet guidance that arises, and watch as the reality you once longed for moves effortlessly into your life. In the end, the key to manifestation is not struggle, doubt, or forcing outcomes. It is alignment. When you relax, you open yourself to the infinite intelligence that is always working on your behalf. Your desires are not things to chase, they are already yours in the unseen. The how is never your concern. For the universe rearranges reality in ways beyond human comprehension. Your only job is to dwell in the feeling of already having it, to trust the bridge of events as it unfolds, and to let go of resistance. Effort is not the answer. Faith is. Tension only delays what is meant for you, while relaxation allows it to flow effortlessly into your life. When you surrender control and step into certainty, the right people, opportunities, and circumstances align perfectly without force. So take a deep breath, let go of worry, and move through life with the quiet confidence that everything is unfolding for you. Trust, believe, and allow. Thank you. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply. Now feel it, not as something coming, not as something you must chase, but as something that is already here. The universe is listening, responding, aligning itself to the vibration you are offering. Right now, you see, nothing is withheld from you. There is no force outside of you determining when or if you are worthy. The moment you ask, truly ask, with the unwavering knowing that it is done, the universe moves. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. But here is the truth that many do not understand. You are always receiving, always. The question is not whether the universe is responding, but whether you are aligned with what you seek. If you focus on lack, you receive more lack. If you believe in delays, you experience delays. But the moment you shift, when you dwell in the feeling of already having, your reality conforms. Ask yourself, what am I radiating? What feelings am I dwelling in? Because the miracle is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting for recognition, waiting for you to step into the knowing that it is already yours. Do not concern yourself with how it will come. That is not your job. The universe orchestrates with precision beyond human understanding. It aligns the people, the circumstances, the opportunities in ways you could never predict. Your only role is to remain in the state of the wish fulfilled. Feel it now, walk as if, speak as if, move as if, and most importantly, give thanks as if. For gratitude before the manifestation is the ultimate proof of faith. Prepare yourself, because the moment you fully accept this truth, reality must shift. The universe is responding to you right now. Your miracle is not on its way. It is already here. Are you ready to receive it? Every thought you hold is a seed planted in the vast soil of the universe, a silent command that sets unseen forces into motion. Whether you are conscious of it or not, your thoughts are constantly shaping the reality before you, forming the circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that unfold in your life. The universe does not filter your desires by good or bad, right or wrong. It simply reflects the energy you consistently radiate. This is why some seem to manifest with ease while others struggle. The difference is not in luck or divine favoritism, but in the silent, continuous vibration they offer to the world. When you dwell in a thought, you are sending out a signal, much like a radio tower broadcasting a frequency. That frequency then attracts experiences that match its vibration. If your mind is saturated with fear, doubt, or scarcity, you will find yourself surrounded by more reasons to feel fearful, doubtful, and lacking. But if you hold on to thoughts of abundance, love, and fulfillment, if you persist in them with unwavering faith, then the universe must respond in kind. This is the law at work, whether you believe in it or not. It does not bend to your momentary wishes or fleeting desires. It does not grant what you merely hope for while dwelling in the energy of lack. It gives you only what you consistently assume to be true. Every moment of every day, your life is a mirror reflecting the thoughts you have most often. You may not always be aware of them, but your reality never lies. It is the most honest feedback you will ever receive about what you truly believe. Many make the mistake of thinking that they must control every single thought, that if they ever have a moment of doubt or fear, they will undo all their progress. But this is not so. It is not the stray thought that shapes your life, but the dwelling place of your mind. What do you return to over and over? What story do you tell yourself when no one is listening? These are the thoughts that matter, the ones that become embedded in your consciousness and in turn shape the reality before you. If you truly wish to see change, you must become intentional with the thought you allow to take root. You cannot entertain images of failure and expect success. You cannot dwell in resentment and expect love. You cannot fear poverty and expect wealth. The universe is impartial. It only magnifies what you hold as true within. So if you want a new reality, you must first create it in your mind. You must discipline yourself to see only that which you wish to experience. This is not about denying reality or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is about recognizing that your thoughts are the first step in transforming your circumstances. If you do not like what you see, do not fight it. Change what you are broadcasting. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What am I consistently believing that is allowing this to persist?" Your life is only a reflection, a response to the energy you have been emitting. Some may say, "But I have been thinking positively and nothing has changed." To them I say, have you truly believed? Have you dwelled in the feeling of the wish fulfilled? Or have you allowed doubt to creep in, undoing your efforts? Many think they are thinking positively, but deep inside, they are still carrying the vibration of doubt, still looking for evidence of their current reality instead of trusting in the unseen. You cannot fool the universe. It does not respond to the words you speak alone. It responds to the energy behind them. You must become unwavering in your conviction. If you desire abundance, think from a place of abundance. Feel the joy of already having. Move through your day as if it were already yours. Speak words of gratitude before you see the evidence. Do not wait for the world to confirm what you desire. Confirm it within yourself first, and the world will follow. And when doubt does come, as it inevitably will, do not entertain it. Do not give it power by dwelling on it. Instead, remind yourself that reality is only a delayed reflection of past thoughts. What you see today is not permanent. It is simply the manifestation of what you once believed. And just as you created it, you can create something new. Shift your focus, hold your vision, and remain steadfast in your faith. The universe is listening at all times, responding to your every thought. It does not judge, it does not question. It simply delivers what you believe to be true. So take command of your mind, be deliberate in what you allow yourself to focus on. Your thoughts are not mere passing whispers in the wind. They are powerful forces, shaping the very fabric of your existence. Choose them wisely, for in them lies the key to everything you seek. The universe does not waver, hesitate, or second guess. It operates with precision, responding directly to the energy you project. There is no force outside of you deciding whether or not you are worthy of what you desire. No unseen hand delays your blessings or measures your past actions before granting you your manifestations. The only determining factor is the state of being you consistently occupy. What you assume to be true, what you accept as reality, becomes the foundation upon which your life is built. This is why certainty is the key. The universe does not respond to fleeting wishes or hopeful begging. It does not acknowledge desperation, for desperation is the energy of lack. Instead, it aligns with that which is already accepted as true within. If you assume something is done, if you live as though it is already yours, then it must be so. There is no question, no hesitation, no delay. The moment you shift your consciousness to the state of the fulfilled desire, reality must conform. Many fail to see this because they remain trapped in the illusion of waiting. They say, "I will believe it when I see it." But this is the opposite of how the universe works. You do not wait to see before you believe first and then you see. The world is simply a mirror, reflecting back to you what you hold to be true. If you continue to believe that your desire is far away, then it will remain so. If you continue to seek proof before you allow yourself to feel certain, then you will always be in a state of seeking. Look at your own life and ask yourself, what do I truly assume? Not what you hope for, not what you wish for, but what you expect without question. This is what the universe is aligning with. If you believe that success is difficult, then it will be. If you believe that love is hard to find, you will struggle to find it. But if you assume that things naturally work in your favor, if you accept that abundance, love, and opportunities flow effortlessly to you, then that is exactly what must unfold. Your assumptions shape your world in ways you may not even realize. They dictate how you walk, how you speak, and how you respond to life. A person who assumes they are wealthy moves differently than one who assumes they are struggling. A person who assumes they are loved radiates a confidence that attracts love effortlessly. The universe takes these subtle signals and reflects them back to you, reinforcing whatever state you embody most consistently. This is why those who operate with deep certainty seem to manifest so easily. They are not trying, they are not efforting or forcing things into place. They have simply assumed the reality they wish to experience, and the universe has no choice but to align accordingly. They do not check for signs every hour, nor do they constantly question whether it is working. They live as if it is already done, and so it is. Doubt, hesitation, and fear do not stop the universe from responding. They simply cause it to reflect those very things back to you. If you hold a vibration of uncertainty, life will seem uncertain. If you hold a vibration of trust, life will seem trustworthy. This is an immutable law. The universe is never inconsistent, never selective, never withholding. It is only reflecting. So how do you step into this certainty? By fully immersing yourself in the reality of the wish fulfilled. Feel it, breathe it, walk in it. Do not concern yourself with how it will unfold. That is not your task. Your only responsibility is to remain unwavering in the knowing that it is already done. You must be willing to abandon the version of yourself that doubts. You must detach from the old stories that tell you things take time, that struggle is necessary, that you must prove your worth before receiving. None of that is true. The only truth is the one you decide upon. The only reality is the one you claim. Claim it now. Assume it fully. Walk in the certainty that your desire is already yours, and you will see the evidence unfold before your eyes. Not because you fought for it, not because you begged for it, but because you knew, without question, that it was always meant to be. The concept of time is one of the greatest illusions that keep people trapped in a cycle of waiting. You believe that you must wait for your desires to unfold, that there is a process, a sequence of steps that must happen before you can receive what you seek. But in truth, the only thing that creates the appearance of delay is your own mind. The universe does not operate in time. It operates in states of consciousness. The moment you shift into the state of having, the moment you fully accept that your desire is already yours, time collapses, and what you seek is revealed. You may look at the world around you and believe that things must unfold in a linear fashion. You may think that before wealth arrives, you must work hard for many years, or that before love comes, you must go through a series of experiences to become ready. But these are beliefs imposed upon you by the world, not universal truth. The universe does not require preparation, struggle, or waiting. The universe only requires that you assume the state of your wish fulfilled. What you call waiting is in reality a state of being. If you say, I am waiting for my miracle, you are affirming a state of waiting, and so the universe mirrors that back to you. If you say, I will receive it soon, you are affirming a future condition, keeping your desire just out of reach. But if you say it is done and truly feel it to be so, then there is no more waiting. There is only the unfolding of what has already been created within. The idea that something must take time to manifest is based on the assumption that your desire exists somewhere separate from you. But nothing is separate from you. There is no external world deciding when you are ready to receive. The only barrier is your own doubt, your own hesitation in claiming what is already yours. You do not need to become worthy of your miracle, nor do you need to earn it. The moment you recognize that it is done, that it has always been done, it appears effortlessly in your reality. When you dream at night, time does not behave the same way. You can experience a lifetime in a single moment. You can move from one place to another without travel, from one event to another without sequence. This is because the mind is not bound by time. Your waking life operates the same way. It only appears to be linear because you have accepted the illusion of time as real. But the deeper truth is this: everything you desire exists now, not tomorrow, not next year, now. If you could strip away your conditioning, if you could release every thought that says it takes time, you would realize that what you desire is already here. You do not manifest things in time, you manifest them in consciousness. The moment you truly believe it is yours, it is. The only reason you do not yet see it is because you are still holding on to the belief that you must wait. The only delay is your own hesitation to fully accept that it is already done. So how do you collapse time? By stepping into certainty, by knowing beyond all doubt that your miracle is now. Do not say it is coming, say it is here. Do not wonder when it will happen, declare that it already has. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of already having received it. When you do this with full conviction, the illusion of time dissolves, and what was once far away moves instantly into your present reality. Many will say, but I do not see it yet. And to them I say, you do not need to see it to know it is done. You must believe it before it appears. Just as the seed planted in the ground does not immediately break the surface, your manifestation is already taking root the moment you claim it. The impatient gardener who digs up the seed to check its progress only delays its growth. So too do you delay your desires when you question, doubt, or look for proof. Your miracle is not in the future, it is not something you must wait for. It exists right now in this very moment, in the unseen reality of consciousness, and the moment you claim it, the moment you release all doubt and step fully into the state of already having, time ceases to exist. You will find that what once seemed impossible happens effortlessly. What once felt distant becomes immediate. This is the power you hold. You are not bound by time unless you believe you are. The universe is not delaying your desires. Your own doubts are creating the illusion of delay. But the moment you decide, truly decide, that it is done, time bends in your favor. You collapse the illusion and your miracle is revealed. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Most people live their lives in reverse. They wait to see proof before they believe. They wait to have the money before they feel wealthy. They wait to find love before they feel loved. They wait for success before they feel accomplished. But this is not how the universe works. The universe does not respond to what you observe. It responds to what you assume to be true. If you are waiting to feel it until you see it, you will remain in a cycle of waiting. But if you learn to feel the reality of your desire before it appears, you will bring it into form effortlessly. This is the great secret. You do not manifest by hoping, by wishing, or by pleading. You manifest by assuming the state of already having. This means you must feel it first. You must close your eyes and step into the world where your desire is already real. It is not about pretending or acting as if. It is about shifting your entire being into the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. You must walk, talk, breathe, and think from the end, as though what you seek has already been given to you. Some will say, but how can I feel something that has not yet happened? And to them I say, everything that has ever been created was once unseen. The greatest inventions, the most beautiful works of art, the most profound changes in history, all began as unseen realities in the minds of those who refused to wait for proof. They felt it before it was real to the world. They walked with certainty before others could see. And because they did, reality had no choice but to rearrange itself to match their vision. You may wonder, but what if my external world contradicts what I am feeling? And this is where most people falter. They allow their senses to dictate their reality. But your senses only reflect the past. They are showing you what you have previously believed and felt. If you want to change what you see, you must first change what you feel. You must have the courage to persist in your inner knowing, even when the outer world has not yet caught up. This is why those who succeed, those who manifest effortlessly, are not swayed by appearances. They do not allow a temporary condition to shake their conviction. They do not say, I will believe when I see. They say, I believe, and therefore I will see. And because they hold this unwavering state of certainty, the world bends to meet them. Feeling it before you see it is not about daydreaming or fantasizing. It is about embodying a new state of being. It is about shifting from hoping to knowing, from wanting to having, from lack to fulfillment. When you do this, you align yourself with the reality where your desire already exists, and it must come to pass. The universe does not question, it simply responds. Think of the great visionaries, the great pioneers who shape history. They did not wait for others to believe before they acted. They felt the reality of their vision so deeply that they carried themselves as if it had already happened. And in doing so, they pulled their unseen reality into the physical world. You must do the same. Do not look to the world for confirmation. Feel your desire as real, and the world will follow. The key is consistency. You cannot feel it one day and then doubt the next. The universe responds to the vibration you hold most consistently. If you waver between believing and doubting, you will create delays. But if you remain steadfast, if you refuse to be moved by what you see, if you hold the feeling of already having, then what you seek will manifest with certainty. This is not magic, it is law, the law that governs all creation, all manifestation, all miracles. You do not need to beg, you do not need to struggle, you only need to feel it now, and the universe will bring it to you. Not because you are forcing it, but because you have aligned yourself so perfectly with it that there is no other possibility. So close your eyes, step into the version of you who already has it. Feel the gratitude, the relief, the certainty. Let that feeling consume you until it becomes your natural state. And then, without effort, without strain, reality will shift. You will see with your own eyes the truth that was always there. You have always had the power. You have always been the creator, and what you seek has always been waiting for you to feel it first. Most people trap themselves in a cycle of doubt and frustration by constantly questioning how their desire will manifest. They analyze, strategize, and try to control every detail as if they must personally oversee the universe's work. This need to figure out the how is the very thing that keeps them stuck. The truth is, you do not need to know how, you only need to know that it is done. When you plant a seed in the soil, do you dig it up every day to check if it is growing? Do you demand to know exactly how the roots are forming beneath the surface? No. You trust that the seed knows what to do. You water it, give it sunlight, and allow nature to take care of the rest. Your desire is no different. The moment you plant it in your mind, the universe begins orchestrating events, moving people, and arranging circumstances in ways far beyond your comprehension. But if you constantly interfere, questioning and doubting, you delay the process. Detachment does not mean you do not care about your desire. It means you trust so deeply that you no longer feel the need to force or manipulate the process. When you assume the state of already having, you release the need to control. You no longer look at time as an obstacle, nor do you question whether things are unfolding correctly. You simply know that they are. You walk in the world as one who already possesses what you once sought. And because your inner world has shifted, the outer world has no choice but to follow. Many people misunderstand this concept. They think that detaching means giving up. But detachment is not a lack of desire. It is a lack of resistance. It is the absence of struggle, of desperation, of constantly checking for signs. It is resting in the certainty that what you have imagined is already yours, even if your senses have not yet caught up. When you try to control the how, you are operating from a place of lack. You are subtly telling yourself, I do not believe this will happen unless I make it happen. But the moment you let go and trust, you step into a state of flow. The right people, opportunities, and events will be drawn to you effortlessly, not because you chase them, but because you aligned yourself with the end result. Think of the times in your life when things seemed to fall into place effortlessly, when you weren't obsessing over details, yet everything aligned perfectly. This is the power of detachment. It is the state of allowing. It is the realization that your role is not to figure out every step, but to trust that each step will reveal itself in perfect timing. The greatest manifestations occur when you stop micromanaging the universe. The moment you decide that your desire is already fulfilled, the pressure disappears. You stop forcing, you stop overthinking, and you stop looking to the external world for reassurance. You become so rooted in the feeling of already having that you no longer need confirmation. And in that moment, reality shifts. When you trust the process, you open yourself to possibilities greater than you could have imagined. The universe does not operate on logic. It operates on infinite intelligence. What seems impossible to the rational mind is effortless to the unseen forces working on your behalf. If you demand to know how, you limit yourself to what your mind can conceive. But if you surrender the how, you open yourself to limitless ways your desire can unfold. Look at nature. The sun rises without your effort. The tides shift without your control. The seasons change without your interference. There is an intelligence governing all things, and that same intelligence is orchestrating the fulfillment of your desires. But just as the waves do not resist the ocean, you must not resist the flow of creation. Detachment is the art of stepping back and allowing the unseen to become seen. It is choosing to believe in what is not yet visible, trusting that what you seek is already moving toward you. The impatient mind will always seek evidence, but the knowing mind needs none. It understands that the moment something is assumed to be true, it is already set in motion. Many fail to manifest because they waver. They claim to believe, but then they panic when they don't see immediate results. They constantly question, doubt, and shift their energy between faith and fear. But creation does not respond to inconsistency. It responds to unwavering certainty. When you remain fixed in your assumption without needing proof, the universe has no choice but to bring it to you. So let go. Let go of the need to figure out every step. Let go of the urge to force outcomes. Let go of the belief that you must struggle to receive. Walk as the person who already has what they desire. Think, feel, and act as though it is already done. And then watch as the universe bends to meet you, bringing into form what has always been yours. Gratitude is the final step in the process of creation, the ultimate sign that you truly believe your desire is already fulfilled. It is not a passive act, nor is it something to be reserved only for when the evidence appears. Gratitude is the energetic seal, the final signature that declares to the universe, it is done. When you give thanks before receiving, you shift from hoping to knowing, from waiting to claiming. You no longer look to the outer world for confirmation because You are already convinced of your possession within. Most people use gratitude incorrectly. They believe they should only express it after something has happened, as if their thankfulness must be earned by external proof. But gratitude is not a response, it is a force of creation. It is an act of faith that aligns your consciousness with the reality of already having. When you feel gratitude in advance, you are not merely wishing, you are embodying the truth that your desire has already taken form in the unseen. Imagine receiving a gift from someone. The moment you hold it in your hands, you instinctively say, "Thank you." You do not question whether the gift is truly yours. You do not hesitate or doubt. You simply accept it with appreciation. This is how manifestation works. When you assume something is yours, gratitude flows naturally. You do not need to wait for it to materialize before you feel thankful. You express gratitude now because you know it is already done. Gratitude removes resistance. Many people block their own manifestations because they live in a state of lack, constantly feeling as though they are waiting for something to complete them. They look at what is missing, they complain about what they do not yet have, and in doing so they reinforce the reality of not having. But gratitude shifts this completely. It moves you from lack to abundance, from desperation to assurance. The moment you give thanks for what you have not yet seen, you dissolve doubt and align yourself with the state of already possessing it. When you truly understand this, gratitude becomes effortless. It is no longer something you have to force or remind yourself to practice. It becomes a natural expression of your knowing. You walk through life with the quiet confidence of someone who has already received. You feel joy not because you hope your desire is coming, but because you know it is already yours. Gratitude also accelerates manifestation. The universe operates on energy, and the frequency of gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can emit. When you exist in a state of thankfulness, you become magnetic to your desires. You attract more things to be grateful for because like attracts like. The more you appreciate, the more the universe gives you to appreciate. This is why those who live in gratitude seem to experience more blessings, while those who live in lack continue to struggle. It is not coincidence, it is law. If you wish to manifest something, begin by giving thanks for it now. Do not wait for the evidence, create the evidence through your unwavering belief. Speak words of gratitude as if your desire has already been delivered. Feel the joy of having received it. Walk in the confidence of one who already possesses it. The universe does not delay, it simply responds to the vibration you hold. And when gratitude is your dominant state, your manifestation becomes inevitable. Many people unknowingly delay their desires by questioning, doubting, or complaining. They plant the seed, but then dig it up by focusing on the absence of what they want. But gratitude keeps the seed buried, nourished, and growing. It allows you to remain in a state of expectation rather than frustration. It keeps your energy aligned with the fulfillment rather than the lack. Think about the moments in your life when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. Chances are you were not worried or anxious, you were simply in a state of appreciation and openness. This is the power of gratitude. It removes barriers, clears the path, and allows what you seek to flow to you naturally. One of the simplest yet most powerful practices is to begin and end each day with gratitude. In the morning, before your feet touch the ground, give thanks. Not just for what you already see, but for what you have declared as yours. Feel the joy of already having. At night, as you drift into sleep, let gratitude be your final thought. Fall asleep in the feeling of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been delivered. In doing so, you impress upon your subconscious mind the truth that it is done, and the subconscious mind in turn commands reality to align with that truth. Gratitude is not just an attitude, it is a creative force. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between thought and reality. When you master the art of giving thanks in advance, you master the art of manifestation. You are no longer waiting for life to prove something to you. You are proving to life that you already know. And in that knowing, everything you seek is drawn to you effortlessly. Everything you desire is already yours. The universe does not hesitate, delay, or deny. It simply responds to the vibration you hold most consistently. Your thoughts are the signal, your certainty is the command, and your gratitude is the final seal of manifestation. When you detach from the how and feel your desire as if it is already fulfilled, time collapses and miracles unfold effortlessly. You are not here to chase, beg, or struggle. You are here to create, to embody, and to receive. The universe is always listening, always responding, always aligning with the state you assume to be true. Walk in the knowing that what you seek is seeking you, and what you desire is already done. Thank you for listening, and may you step forward with unwavering faith, deep gratitude, and the absolute certainty that your miracle is already here. Do you not see it, the great shift that has already begun? The miracle you have been waiting for is not a distant hope. It is a present reality waiting for your recognition. The moment you align your inner world with the certainty of your blessing, it rushes toward you like an unstoppable tide. You have been conditioned to believe in struggle, in waiting, in hoping from a place of lack. But I tell you now, the moment you assume that your miracle is done, the unseen forces of creation begin their work. There is no need to beg, no need to chase. Simply know. Take a moment now and see yourself already in possession of that which you desire. Feel the joy, the relief, the excitement as though it is happening now. Can you sense it? This is the secret. This is the key. You are not separate from your blessing. It is already yours. There is no force outside of you withholding it. The only barrier has ever been your own doubt. But today, right now, let that doubt dissolve. Stand firm in the unshakable knowing that a divine orchestration is at work. What is meant for you is on its way. Do not ask how, do not ask when. These questions belong to the mind, but your miracle is born in the unseen. Trust that the path is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see it. Hold fast to the vision, walk in the certainty of the fulfilled desire, and reality must conform to your inner world. And when it comes, because it will come, remember this moment. Remember that you did not receive by effort, but by alignment, by faith, by knowing. A great miracle is here for you. Are you ready to receive it? The life you are living today is nothing more than the sum of your assumptions. Whether you realize it or not, every event, every encounter, and every circumstance has emerged from the unseen world of your beliefs. You are not at the mercy of chance, nor are you bound by conditions outside of yourself. Your world is simply reflecting back to you the contents of your imagination. What you deeply assume to be true about yourself, about others, and about life itself must, by law, take shape in your external world. This is not a philosophy of mere wishful thinking, but a principle as exact as the law of gravity. The moment you accept something in your imagination as fact, it sets unseen forces into motion, shaping reality to mirror your inner conviction. The miracle you seek, the change you long for, is not something to be earned or struggled for. It is something to be realized. Everything you have ever received, whether desired or undesired, came to you because in some way you assumed its possibility. Perhaps it was a conscious expectation, or perhaps it was an unconscious acceptance formed by repeated thoughts and emotions. The mind is always impressing upon the unseen, sending forth its assumptions like seeds into the fertile soil of creation. And just as the earth must return to you the harvest of whatever was planted, life must bring forth the fruit of your dominant state of being. You do not need to force reality to change, you need only to change your assumption, for it is assumption that shapes your experience. The world you see is not separate from you, but is an extension of your consciousness, a mirror reflecting back the impressions you hold as true. If you wish to see a new reflection, you must first change what you are imagining to be true within. Let us take an example. A person who constantly assumes lack, who believes that money is scarce and that success is reserved for others, will continue to experience financial struggle no matter how hard they work. Their efforts will always lead them back to the reality their mind has already accepted. And yet, if that same person were to shift their inner conversation, if they were to persistently assume that abundance is already theirs, life would begin to reconfigure itself to make that assumption true. The opportunities, the ideas, and the circumstances that once seemed so distant would begin to appear effortlessly, not because of external luck, but because their inner world had changed first. The process is simple, yet the mind, conditioned by years of external observation, often resists. It looks at present circumstances and declares them to be real, forgetting that they are only the result of past assumptions. The key to transformation is to no longer give power to what you see, but to give power to what you believe. To accept in your imagination the reality you wish to experience, even if there is no physical proof of its existence yet. The greatest mistake is to look at your present situation and allow it to dictate what you will assume. If you desire a miracle in your life, you must first become the one who already possesses it, in consciousness. You must not wait for evidence to believe. You must believe before the evidence appears. This is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the means by which the invisible becomes tangible. Doubt is the only thing that delays your manifestation. If you waver between belief and disbelief, between trust and fear, you create a state of limbo where reality does not know what to reflect back to you. But when you assume something with unwavering conviction, when you persist in that assumption, regardless of what your senses tell you, you will find yourself walking into a world that has transformed to match your inner state. This is why you must become highly aware of what you are assuming in every moment. Are you assuming things will get worse? Are you assuming that love is hard to find? Are you assuming that your dreams are far away? If so, you are unknowingly creating barriers where none exist. But the instant you shift your inner dialogue, the instant you begin to assume that your desires are already fulfilled, the entire universe conspires to make it true. Do not wait for permission from the outside world to believe in your miracle. Do not look at circumstances for validation. Instead, turn within. See yourself already in possession of what you seek. Feel the joy of having received it. Walk through your days with the confidence of one who knows their desire is inevitable. This is not self-deception. This is the highest form of truth. For what you accept in imagination is far more real than what your senses currently show you. If you can grasp this, if you can truly live in the conviction that your assumptions create reality, you will never again wonder when your miracle will come. You will know it is already done. It is not a matter of if but when, and the speed at which it appears is only dependent on the depth of your belief. So right now in this moment, assume that what you desire is already yours. Feel it deeply. Let the truth of it settle in your being. Carry that assumption with you, not just for a fleeting second, but as a living reality in your mind. And soon, you will watch as the world bends to reflect it back to you, bringing with it the miracle you always knew was yours. Faith is the unseen force that shapes reality. It is the invisible bridge between where you are and where you desire to be. It does not require proof, nor does it depend on circumstances. It simply is. Faith asks nothing more than for you to believe, to walk forward as though the path is already laid, even when your senses argue otherwise. It is the ability to stand in the middle of uncertainty and declare, with absolute conviction, that what you seek is already yours. People wait for evidence before they believe. They look to the world around them for confirmation before they accept something as possible. They want to see money in their account before they believe in their wealth. They want to hear words of love before they believe they are cherished. They want to receive opportunities before they believe success is theirs. But this is not how creation works. The seen world is only a reflection of the unseen world. And faith is the key that unlocks that unseen realm. To live by faith means to act as though your blessing is already yours. It means to move, think, and feel in alignment with the reality you desire, even when there is no physical proof. This is not self-deception, it is the highest form of creation. You are not ignoring reality, you are shaping it. The moment you accept something in your mind as true, the unseen forces of life begin to mold and shift to bring it into physical form. Faith does not require effort in the way the world teaches. It does not require struggle, nor does it demand constant action. It requires knowing. The moment you believe something fully, without doubt, it must manifest. This is because reality has no choice but to reflect back to you the state you persist in assuming. Your world is not happening to you, it is happening through you. You have exactly what you think you have, and without having thought, it has not happened. Think of the way a seed grows in the darkness of the soil. You do not dig it up every day to see if it is sprouting. You trust that the unseen process is unfolding. You water it, you nourish it, and you allow time to do its work. The same is true of faith. When you plant the seed of belief, you must not waver, you must not uproot it with doubt, questioning whether or not it will grow. Instead, you must trust that what you have accepted in the unseen will soon be made visible. This is why those who walk in faith experience miracles. They are not waiting for something external to change before they believe. They are moving as though it is already done. And because they know it is done, the unseen aligns to make it so. The greatest shifts in life happen when you stop waiting for proof and start being the version of yourself who already has what you desire. The world will tell you to be realistic, to acknowledge the facts, to rely on logic and reason. But logic is only based on the past, on what has already been observed. Faith, on the other hand, transcends time. It sees beyond the limitations of the present moment and calls forth a new reality. It does not concern itself with appearances, it concerns itself with truth. The truth that all things are possible when you believe. Doubt is the only thing that delays your blessing. If you waver between belief and disbelief, between faith and fear, you create resistance. But when you stand firm in your knowing, when you refuse to be shaken by circumstances, you become a magnet for what you desire. The unseen world is always responding to the state of your mind. The stronger your faith, the faster your reality shifts. Do not be discouraged if things do not change immediately. Faith is not about instant gratification, it is about unwavering certainty. The moment you decide that something is already yours, life begins to move in ways beyond your comprehension to bring it to you. Sometimes this means rearranging people, circumstances, and events in a way that takes time. But time is irrelevant when you truly know. Those who master faith are not concerned with when, they are only concerned with knowing. You must embody this certainty in every aspect of your life. If you desire love, walk as though you are already loved. If you desire abundance, move through the world with the confidence of one who is already wealthy. If you desire health, speak and act as though your body is already whole. Do not wait for the world to change. Change yourself first, and the world must follow. There is a reason why miracles seem to happen for those who expect them. They are not surprised when blessings arrive because they already saw them in their mind's eye. They already accepted them as true. The unseen was more real to them than the seen, and so the seen had no choice but to conform. This is the great secret. Faith is not something to be practiced occasionally, it is a way of life. It is the foundation upon which all manifestations rest. If you desire something, assume it is already yours, and move through your days with the unwavering conviction that it is done. Speak as though it is done, feel as though it is done, dwell in the joy of already having received, and soon the unseen will take form before your very eyes. The moment you make this shift, you will see how effortlessly life unfolds for you. Doors will open where none seem to exist. People will come into your life in ways you could not have planned. Circumstances will align in your favor, not because you forced them to, but because you aligned yourself with the reality of already having what you desire. Faith is not about waiting, it is about being. Be the person who already has the blessing. Walk in the certainty that it is already done. And when you do, the unseen will take form in your world, revealing to you what was always yours. Most people spend their lives trying to figure out how their desires will manifest. They analyze, strategize, and overthink, believing that if they can just control the process, they will achieve what they seek. But this is the very thing that blocks their blessings. The moment you focus on the how, you introduce resistance. You step out of the creative state and into a state of doubt. Miracles do not happen through control, they happen through surrender. The secret is to let go of how and focus entirely on the end result. To live in the end means to assume with absolute certainty that what you desire is already yours. It means to feel the joy, gratitude, and fulfillment of having received it, even before there is any physical evidence. When you do this, you activate the unseen forces that shape reality. You become a magnet for your desires, effortlessly drawing them into your life. The mistake most people make is trying to dictate how things should unfold. They want to control every step, every circumstance, every detail. But the how is not your responsibility. Your only job is to dwell in the feeling of already having what you seek. Think of planting a seed. When you place it in the soil, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You do not worry about how the roots will form, how the stem will break through the ground, or how the leaves will appear. You simply trust that the process is taking place. You water it, give it sunlight, and allow nature to do its work. The same is true for manifestation. Your desire is the seed, and your belief is the nourishment that allows it to grow. The moment you start worrying about how it will happen, you disrupt the process. You interfere with the unseen forces that are already working to bring your desire to life. Many people believe that letting go of the how means doing nothing, but this is not true. It means acting from a place of faith rather than fear. It means moving through your life with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. When you truly accept that your desire is already yours, you will find yourself naturally guided toward the right actions. You will receive sudden inspiration, meet the right people, or stumble upon unexpected opportunities. These are not coincidences. They are the result of aligning yourself with the end result. The universe is far more intelligent than the human mind. It can orchestrate events in ways that you could never predict. When you try to force the how, you limit yourself to what you already know. But when you surrender, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. Your desire could come through a path you never imagined, through a person you have never met, or through an opportunity that seems to appear out of nowhere. This is why you must release control. The more you try to manipulate the process, the more you block the very thing you are trying to receive. Letting go of the how requires trust. It requires you to step beyond your current circumstances and embrace the unknown. It requires you to see beyond appearances and recognize that the unseen is more real than the seen. When you fully trust that your desire is already yours, you no longer feel the need to question how it will happen. You no longer worry, doubt, or second-guess yourself. Instead, you move through your days with an unshakable knowing. This is where miracles happen. Miracles are not random events. They are the natural outcome of unwavering belief. They occur when you release resistance and allow the unseen forces to shape your reality. The reason miracles seem rare is that most people do not trust enough to let go. They are too attached to their own plans, their own timelines, and their own methods. But those who master the art of surrender experience miracles daily. They understand that their role is not to force, but to receive. If you find yourself obsessing over how your desire will manifest, take a step back. Remind yourself that the how is not your job. Instead, shift your focus back to the end result. Imagine in vivid detail what it feels like to already have what you want. Feel the excitement, the peace, the gratitude. Live in that feeling as often as possible. When doubts arise, do not entertain them. Simply return to the state of having already received. The more you practice this, the more effortless manifestation becomes. You will notice that things start aligning in ways you could never have planned. People will say the right words, doors will open at the perfect moment, and circumstances will shift in your favor. This is not luck, it is the direct result of your faith. You are no longer trying to control reality, you are allowing it to flow to you. Think about the greatest moments in your life. Did they come through endless struggle, or did they arrive effortlessly, almost as if by magic? Most people find that their biggest blessings came when they least expected them, when they had finally let go. This is because surrender creates space for miracles. When you release the need to control, you allow the highest, most perfect outcome to unfold. Your only task is to dwell in the end result, to see yourself already in possession of your desire, to feel the joy of already having received. Everything else will take care of itself. The more you trust this process, the faster your reality shifts. What once seemed impossible will become inevitable, and when you look back, you will realize that the how never mattered. It was always about your belief. Let go, trust. Know that your miracle is already unfolding. There are moments in life when it feels as though our prayers go unanswered, as though the universe has forgotten us. We ask, we believe, and yet the physical evidence of our desires seems absent. It is in these moments that doubt creeps in, whispering that perhaps what we seek is not meant for us, that perhaps we have been denied. But this is the greatest illusion of all. A delay is not a denial. The moment you align yourself with the certainty of your blessing, it is set in motion. Nothing can prevent it from reaching you, except your own doubt. The human mind is impatient. It wants things to happen instantly, on its own timeline. It expects the outer world to conform to its demands without understanding that there are unseen forces at work, rearranging circumstances, aligning people, and orchestrating events in perfect harmony. What you seek is not just about you. It involves a grand unfolding, a precise sequence of events that must align. Just because you cannot see the movement does not mean it is not happening. Imagine a seed beneath the soil. For days, even weeks, there is no visible sign of growth. But beneath the surface, the roots are forming, the foundation is being established. The moment you give up, the moment you stop believing, you uproot what was already growing. There is no force in the universe that can keep what is yours away from you, except your own resistance. Every doubt, every moment of frustration, every complaint that it is taking too long only serves to push your blessing further away. But when you trust, when you remain unwavering in your faith, you allow the unseen to do its work. You remain in alignment with the very thing you desire. It is never a question of if it will happen, but when. The greatest mistake people make is allowing time to shake their faith. They look at the clock, at the calendar, at the weeks or months passing, and they assume nothing is happening. But time is an illusion. The universe does not work according to human schedules. It does not conform to deadlines or expectations. It moves in perfect harmony in divine timing. And divine timing is never late, it is always precise. If something has not yet appeared in your reality, it is not because you have been denied. It is because either you are still preparing to receive it, or the external conditions are still aligning. You may believe you are ready, but are you? Have you truly become the version of yourself who has what you desire? Have you released all fear, all doubt, all limitation? Have you fully embodied the feeling of already possessing your blessing? If there is even a trace of resistance within you, the delay is not a punishment. It is an opportunity. An opportunity to refine your faith, to deepen your belief, to strengthen your ability to hold the blessing once it arrives. Think about the things you once desperately wanted but did not receive immediately. When they finally came, were they not at the perfect time? Were you not in a better place to appreciate them, to handle them, to truly enjoy them? This is the wisdom of delay. It ensures that you receive what you desire when you are truly ready. It ensures that you are not given a blessing too soon only to squander it. But there is something else, something even more powerful. The moment you truly let go of time, the moment you stop watching the clock and fully embrace the knowing that your blessing is already yours, you collapse the delay. The more relaxed you are, the faster things manifest. The more you trust, the quicker the unseen becomes seen. When you remain firm in your belief, time bends in your favor. You may think you are waiting for your desire, but in truth, your desire is waiting for you. Tony, waiting for you to be in perfect alignment. Waiting for you to let go of worry. Waiting for you to step fully into the state of receiving. The only way you can miss what is meant for you is if you convince yourself it is not coming. The moment you waver, the moment you give in to fear, you push it away. But the moment you return to certainty, the moment you remind yourself that what is yours cannot miss you, you allow it to flow effortlessly into your life. The waiting is only difficult when you resist it, when you embrace it, when you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The process becomes effortless. So do not let time shake you. Do not let delay deceive you. What is meant for you is already yours. It is not lost, it is not withheld, and it is not denied. The only thing required of you is unwavering faith, to believe even when there is no sign, to trust even when the evidence is absent, to know with absolute certainty that what you seek is already moving toward you. And one day, without warning, when you least expect it, it will arrive. You will look back and realize it was never a delay at all. It was simply preparation. It was always meant to happen exactly as it did. And in that moment, you will understand that you were never waiting, you were simply aligning. The world you see around you is not separate from you. It is not something happening to you, but something happening through you. Every circumstance, every event, and every encounter is a direct reflection of your inner state. This is why true change does not begin in the outside world, it begins within. Before you can experience abundance, love, or divine intervention in your external life, you must first hold an unwavering belief in these things within yourself. Inner conviction always precedes outer change. People attempt to fix their external world without addressing the source, their internal state. They chase after money while believing in scarcity. They long for love while feeling unworthy. They seek miracles while doubting their very possibility. And then they wonder why their efforts seem futile. The answer is simple. The outer world can only reflect what is already present in the inner world. If you want to experience a shift in your life, you must first shift your belief. You must decide deeply, unwaveringly, that what you desire is already unfolding for you. This is where most people falter. They believe only when they see proof. They wait for circumstances to change before allowing themselves to feel abundant, loved, or blessed. But this is backwards. The world does not give you evidence first. It mirrors your assumptions. The moment you accept something as true within yourself, the world has no choice but to arrange itself to match that truth. You do not wait for proof. You become the proof. Think of the person who, despite all odds, believes with absolute certainty that they will succeed. They carry themselves with confidence, they move with assurance, and the world bends to their conviction. Opportunities seem to find them. People are drawn to their energy. Doors open where none existed before. This is not coincidence. This is the power of inner conviction. The world has no choice but to conform to their self-concept. Now consider the person who doubts, who second-guesses, who hesitates in uncertainty. They may wish for success, but they do not truly believe in it. They approach life timidly, unsure, fearful, and the world reflects this uncertainty right back to them. Missed opportunities, setbacks, and struggles. The outer world only confirms what they already believe about themselves. So if you desire abundance, you must not wait for money to appear before feeling wealthy. You must embody the feeling of wealth first. Walk as though you are already abundant. Speak as though prosperity is your natural state. Let your actions and emotions align with the belief that you are already provided for. The moment this becomes your inner truth, the world will reflect it back to you in ways you could not have imagined. If you desire love, do not wait for another person to validate your worth. Cultivate love within yourself first. Carry yourself with the energy of someone deeply cherished and adored. Treat yourself as someone who is already loved, not as someone waiting to be chosen. The moment you hold this conviction, love will appear in your life, not because you chased it, but because you became a match for it. If you seek divine intervention, do not wait for a sign. The very act of waiting implies doubt, and doubt creates resistance. Instead, move with the absolute knowing that divine forces are already working in your favor. Speak as though miracles are unfolding. Act as though you are already being guided. Trust that every delay, every closed door, and every redirection is part of a greater plan designed specifically for you. When you hold this inner certainty, divine intervention becomes undeniable. The challenge is that the physical world often lags behind the inner world. There may be a period where nothing seems to change, where circumstances remain the same despite your new belief. This is where most people lose faith. They assume their conviction was meaningless, that nothing is happening. But this is a test of persistence. The world is simply catching up to the new reality you have declared. If you abandon your belief too soon, you return to your old state, and the world mirrors that right back to you. Hold firm in your conviction, no matter what. Even when nothing appears to change, remain steady. Even when the evidence is absent, persist in your assumption. Reality must shift. It has no choice. The only question is whether you will sustain your belief long enough to witness the change. This is the secret to every great transformation. The people who seem to live extraordinary lives are not lucky or chosen. They simply hold an inner conviction that most people do not. They decide who they are, what they have, and what they experience, and they refuse to waver. They do not wait for the world to prove it to them. They embody it first, and the world follows. You must do the same. Do not wait for abundance to prove itself. Declare that you are already abundant. Do not wait for love to find you. Know that you are already loved. Do not wait for miracles. Live as though divine intervention is already unfolding. Let this conviction settle deep within you, unshakable and absolute. The world cannot help but mirror it back to you. Your inner world is the blueprint for your outer experience. Change your conviction, and you change your reality. The power has always been within you. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the floodgates of abundance. It is not merely a polite gesture or a fleeting emotion. It is a powerful force that seals the miracle already set in motion. When you live in a state of deep and unwavering gratitude, you align yourself with the frequency of your desire. You are no longer hoping, no longer doubting, no longer waiting. Instead, you are knowing that what you seek is already yours, knowing that the universe has heard and answered, knowing that the unseen is only moments away from becoming seen. People think they must wait for their desires to materialize before they can feel grateful. They believe that once the money arrives, once the relationship blossoms, once the opportunity presents itself, then and only then will they express gratitude. But this is backwards. Gratitude is not a reaction to blessings, it is the cause of them. When you feel grateful before your desire has taken shape in the physical world, you send out the undeniable signal that you already have it. And because your inner world creates your outer world, that feeling must be reflected back to you in tangible form. Imagine a person who desperately wants wealth but constantly complains about their financial situation. They dwell in thoughts of lack, frustration, and limitation. Even when they receive a small blessing, an unexpected gift, an opportunity, a moment of financial relief, they barely acknowledge it before returning to their complaints. This person unknowingly repels wealth because their focus is on what they lack rather than what they have. Consider a person who has the same financial struggles but chooses a different approach. Instead of fixating on what is missing, they cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for every dollar they possess. They appreciate the roof over their head, the food on their table, the opportunities yet to come. They feel abundant even before their circumstances change. And because they embody the energy of abundance, more abundance must flow to them. This is not wishful thinking, it is law. The universe magnifies whatever you focus on, and gratitude ensures that your focus remains on abundance rather than lack. The same principle applies to every area of life. If you seek love but your heart is filled with loneliness, self-pity, or resentment, you will continue to experience relationships that reflect those emotions. But if you choose to be grateful for the love already present in your life, the love of friends, family, even the love you give yourself, you shift your vibration. You become a magnet for deeper, more fulfilling love, because you have already tuned yourself to that frequency. Gratitude is also the antidote to doubt. When you give thanks for something, you confirm its reality. You are no longer questioning whether your miracle is on its way. You are acknowledging that it is already here. You do not need to see it with your physical eyes to know it is real. You trust that it is unfolding perfectly in divine timing, and you remain steadfast in your appreciation. This unwavering gratitude acts as a seal, ensuring that your manifestation cannot slip away. Many people struggle with maintaining faith when they do not yet see evidence of their desire. They waver, they question, they grow impatient. But gratitude eliminates impatience because it places you in the feeling of already having received. When you truly feel grateful, you no longer worry about when or how your miracle will appear. You know it is done. You do not rush a gift you already hold in your hands. You savor it, you rejoice in it, you celebrate it. This is why gratitude multiplies blessings. The more you appreciate what you have, whether seen or unseen, the more you attract things to be grateful for. It is an energetic expansion. A thankful heart sends out a powerful signal. I am abundant, I am blessed, I am loved, I am provided for. And the universe responds by bringing you more experiences that confirm this truth. The most powerful way to use gratitude is to make it a daily practice. Do not reserve it only for special occasions or major breakthroughs. Train yourself to live in a constant state of appreciation. Upon waking, give thanks for the day ahead. Before sleeping, reflect on the blessings of the day. Throughout your day, find moments to pause and acknowledge the goodness that surrounds you, the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a stranger, the breath in your lungs. The more you appreciate, the more you receive. Give thanks for the things that have not yet materialized. Speak words of gratitude as if your desire is already here. If you are seeking financial abundance, say thank you for the wealth flowing into my life. If you are manifesting love, say, I am so grateful for the deep, fulfilling love that surrounds me. If you are calling in healing, say, I give thanks for my vibrant health and well-being. Feel the gratitude deeply, as though your miracle has already arrived, and it must become your reality.